What does true intelligence actually look like? I mean, really look like in practice, especially like right now. We're swimming in information. It's everywhere all the time.
It's overwhelming.
Totally. So is being smart just about knowing lots of stuff? Or is it something deeper?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Welcome to the deep dive. We try to cut through all that noise and get to what really matters. And today, we're really getting into something key. The difference between genuinely understanding something and just, well, knowing about it.
Right.
Or, as the source we're looking at puts it so well, the difference between the owl of truth versus the parrot of words.
That's a great way to frame it.
Yeah, it comes from this really insightful article by Mark over at Knowledge is King site. Our goal here, our mission, is to unpack what Mark's getting at, this idea that real intelligence is way more than just sounding smart or repeating things. We want to give you, the listener, some tools to sort of see what's actually valuable out there, with all the opinions and data flooding us. Basically, help you become a more discerning thinker.
And that mission, well, it couldn't be more relevant right now, could it? Mark's article really hits home in today's information environment. He points out that, yeah, information is easy to get, maybe too easy sometimes. And that creates this other problem, the illusion of expertise. Just because you can Google something doesn't mean you understand it.
Exactly.
So navigating all this, it takes more than just access. You need that deeper engagement he talks about. And that's what we're diving into.
Okay, so let's really get into that central metaphor Mark uses, the owl and the parrot. Because it's just so visual, isn't it?
It really is.
He paints this picture.
Right.
On one side, there's the wise owl. It's quiet, observant, sitting firmly on this branch of truth. It feels thoughtful.
Contemplative.
And then the parrot, bright, maybe loud, can copy complex stuff, maybe even sound impressive.
But it's just repeating empty words, basically.
Yeah, it just clicks, doesn't it? You immediately think at times you've seen that. And it's not just a cute analogy. It feels like a way to diagnose what's going on.
Totally. The image works so well. But Mark, in the article, he digs deeper than just the picture. When he talks about the owl, it's not just someone who knows things. He really stresses the active part, the pursuit of truth and wisdom.
Ah, okay. So it's a process.
Exactly. It's not passive collecting. It's tough work. It demands critical thinking, asking hard questions constantly. Mark lays it out. The owl represents that continuous effort to build opinions and beliefs that are actually well-informed, based on evidence, based on reasoning.
Not just what sounds good or what everyone else is saying.
Precisely. And he even says the owl questions its own thinking. It's willing to hop to a different branch if the evidence points that way, always reevaluating.
Right. So the owl is like this constant explorer, always digging for the why underneath the what. And the parrot. Well, it's the complete opposite then. Mark's description is pretty sharp there because it's not just what the parrot does, but how easily it can fool us.
Yeah, that's the danger.
It just spits back information.
Yeah.
Right. Without getting the nuance or the context or what it really means. The article warns us something can sound super smart on the surface. Someone might list off facts or use big fancy words.
Jargon, yeah.
But Mark stresses that doesn't automatically mean it's true or insightful or actually valuable. It's like it's a performance of intelligence, not the real deal.
Exactly that, a performance. And Mark wants us to look past it. He gives examples, like someone pulling one single statistic way out of context to make some huge claim.
Oh yeah, you see that all the time.
Or someone using all the latest buzzwords about a really complex issue, but you can tell they haven't grasped the fundamentals. This surface level stuff is risky because it looks like the real thing. It mimics real insight, making it hard to tell the difference if you're not paying close attention. It's about sounding like, without actually knowing.
Which means true intelligence, the way Mark defines it, it just has to go deeper, much deeper. It's not about how much trivia you can recall, is it? It's about how deeply you're actually engaging with the information.
That's the core of it. Mark's article really breaks down genuine intelligence into layers. First, it's about examining information, really looking at it from different angles, analyzing the parts.
Okay.
And then, this is key, synthesizing those pieces into something coherent. But it doesn't end there. The real mark of the owl, Mark says, is the ability to understand that knowledge in a meaningful way. And then to apply it.
Apply it. How so?
Apply it effectively, creatively to new situations. It's about being able to see connections, maybe predict outcomes, adapt your thinking, not just repeat what you learn. He even suggests the owl asks itself not just, okay, what do I know, but What can I do with this knowledge, and how does this change how I see things?
That's where it gets really active, isn't it?
Mm.
Because the article, like you said, it uses all these action words for the owl.
Mm.
Examining, analyzing, synthesizing, forming opinions, applying.
Mm-hmm.
Strong verbs.
This isn't just letting information wash over you. It's work. It's an engaged, almost like constant mental effort.
It makes me think of how a real owl actually hunts. You know, it meticulously scans everything. It doesn't just glance. It sees and understands the whole environment.
That's a good parallel.
Mark even talks about the owl having this pattern recognition skill, connecting things that seem separate to get a bigger, deeper picture.
And that active engagement, it leads somewhere important. Mark argues that the whole point of this deep thinking is to figure out what's genuinely valuable and meaningful, instead of just, blindly accepting stuff that looks smart on the surface.
Right. Cutting through the fluff.
Exactly. The real power of being that wise owl is being able to filter out the noise, spot the real insights, and then, based on that, make better decisions. He gives this example of, say, a business leader who's an owl. They don't just react to the latest market fad.
Yep.
They understand the deeper things driving it, the economics, the cultural shifts, the tech changes. So their strategies are proactive, not just reactive.
That makes sense. And this difference becomes even more important when you think about the downsides of the shallow stuff. Back to the parrot. Mark's point isn't always that the parrot is factually wrong, though sometimes it is.
Right. It's subtler than that, often.
The bigger danger, he highlights, is the illusion it creates. That feeling that someone sounds smart using big words, rattling off terms, but without really getting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know the type, right? They can talk around a subject forever using all the lingo, but never actually say anything substantial or new. It's like intellectual junk food.
Yeah. Empty words, I think Mark calls them. That phrase really stuck with me. He explains they might sound good, maybe even loud and confident, but there's no real weight, no actionable wisdom behind them.
Empty calories, like you said.
Exactly. And he explains how misleading that can be. It can create a situation where being superficial gets rewarded, maybe because it's faster or sounds better initially.
And the actual hard work of thinking deeply gets pushed aside.
Right. It's not just about spreading wrong information. Sometimes it's about spreading underinformation, dressed up as deep knowledge. He even talks about how this parrot effect can fuel things like groupthink. People start agreeing not because of solid arguments, but because someone repeated something confidently enough times.
And that warning Mark gives is so stark about blindly accepting what may seem intelligent at face value.
It's a serious warning.
Because that parrot's repetition, it can be really persuasive. It often sounds so sure of itself, so authoritative.
Confidence is convincing.
But without that deeper understanding, without the owl's critical thinking, it can lead you way off track.
Absolutely.
Mark even points out how in our super-fast digital world, a parrot's catchy phrase can go viral almost instantly.
Definitely.
Spreading ideas far and wide that haven't really been checked or properly understood, it can pull whole groups of people away from that branch of truth.
And this whole owl versus parrot thing, it isn't just some abstract idea for Mark. His article really connects it to the reality we're living in right now. He states it pretty bluntly. In today's society where information is readily available and opinions are constantly shared,
Which is basically all the time.
the ability to tell the difference between real insight and just noise isn't just nice to have, it's an essential survival skill. That's a strong phrase.
Survival skill.
Yeah. He argues that without this skill, we're not just drowning in data, we're actually being starved of wisdom.
Starved of wisdom.
Yeah.
Because we can't process it properly.
Because we lack the framework, the mental tools to evaluate what's genuinely worth keeping and what's just chatter. It's really a call to action for our minds.
Absolutely. I mean, just think about scrolling through your phone any given day. Social media, news feeds.
It's endless.
Just a constant stream of voices. Everyone with an opinion. Everyone claiming they have the answer. And Mark's article doesn't just diagnose the problem, it offers ways to deal with it. He suggests things like source literacy, but going beyond just checking the website name.
Right, deeper than that.
Asking questions like,
Yeah.
what's the assumption behind this?
Yeah.
What are they not telling me? What's the real goal here?
Questions an owl would ask.
Yeah, exactly. Questions an owl would naturally ask. And Mark encourages all of us to practice asking them. So this whole deep dive, it's not just theory, it's meant to be a practical toolkit for you, the listener, to help you build resilience against the superficial stuff and tune into genuine wisdom day to day.
And ultimately, yeah, this exploration of Mark's ideas is about empowering you, helping you build those wise owl habits and how you take in information and how you use it.
Hmm.
It's about giving you the tools to pause, think, really evaluate before you just accept something or pass it on.
That pause is so important.
It is. And he stresses things like staying curious, being okay with not knowing everything, intellectual humility, he calls it, and actively looking for different viewpoints. All those things build a stronger, more owl-like understanding.
Yeah.
Mark even hints that this isn't just about making us smarter individually. It's about making our whole society collectively smarter by encouraging deeper, more thoughtful engagement with information.
Okay, so if we boil it all down from our exploration today, the main takeaway from Mark at Knowledge is King's sight is really clear, isn't it?
I think so.
True intelligence,
Yeah.
real smarts. It's not about how many facts you can repeat like a parrot or how fancy your vocabulary is.
Right at all.
It's fundamentally about building your critical thinking muscles, always asking questions, digging for real understanding, and then being able to use that knowledge effectively, adaptively.
Mm-hmm.
It's about striving to be like that wise owl on its sturdy branch of truth, not just echoing words from a cage.
Well put. And that leaves us with a really powerful question to chew on, one that flows right out of Mark's thinking. In this world where basically any opinion, no matter how flimsy, can get amplified globally in seconds, how does actively trying to find and stick to your own branch of truth actually change how you deal with the world? How you filter all that information coming at you?
That's a big one.
And maybe more concretely, what's one specific small thing you could do starting today to shift yourself just a little bit more towards being that active questioning owl and a little less like a passive parrot just taking it all in?